idea what's going on here. But right in the middle of like 10 minutes into the show, fire alarm. It's gonna be a hot show. And Lucid and Electrify America, you guys got to talk. This is not good. An Ioniq 5, which is an 800-volt car, was just plugged into this exact charger. And at a 20% state of charge, that car, an EV6, was pulling 127 kilowatts. Not great, but definitely better than what I'm getting here. Bailey, what do you think of this dog park here? Pretty amazing. You know where we are? We're in Bath, Maine. Welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Dave, where today I'm taking the Lucid Air on a road trip up to Maine from Connecticut. And I've got a special guest star. Come over here, Katie. Come say hi to my daughter, Katie. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Now, she's never been to Maine. And one of the reasons why I wanted to get away with the Lucid to Maine is, unlike the trip that I just did from Colorado all the way back here where you have to charge, I want to highlight one of the use cases of this car, which is its enormous range. Now, we're going about 300 miles away, 280 miles from where we live, all the way up to Freeport, Maine, because we're going to LL Bean. Apparently, she thinks she's going to use my credit card. I don't know where I have to see about that. But, we don't even have to charge. And so if you think about it, you can use this car. You can go all the way from Connecticut to Maine. You can stay overnight in a hotel where you can level 2 charge. You can buzz around in Maine, go see George Bush's estate at Kennebunkport, and then you can come home. And you don't even have to use EA. That is a good use case of a car with a big battery pack, such as this one. And so let's get into this. We're right here on the Merritt, somewhere north of, we're sort of near New Haven. We got off 95 because, man, oh man, was that horrendous. And yeah, so listen, we're going to have some fun, right? We're going to eat some lobster, right? Nope. You don't, she doesn't like lobster, but we're going to go see a show. We'll talk all about it. We're going to have an amazing weekend getaway with Dave and Katie. Come on for the ride. Let's go have some fun. Katie, what do you think of the Lucid so far?
I am liking it. There's a few things I don't think was smart in their design choice.
All right, let's hear it.
I think where the plugs are to plug your phone in is so stupid that it's like very hidden. It took so long to get them plugged in.
Try doing that when you're driving.
Yeah.
It's hard. So there's a USB-C and a USB-A port down there in the center console. But it's like, it's at the weirdest angle, isn't it?
Very strange.
Very strange angle. Okay.
I also don't like how CarPlay shows up because the screen is curved. That would drive me insane. That would be a reason for me to not buy a car.
Let me ask, is it because of the size of the rectangular CarPlay screen?
It just simply, is this one on?
Yeah.
Okay, it simply doesn't make sense to me that you have it, all this blank space. Just fit CarPlay to have the little curve. Like, there's nothing in this corner ever on CarPlay other than Spotify to click what you're listening to that's in that corner.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense. Just expand it or just make the screen a normal shape.
Right. Okay.
I think that's it.
What about the sun visor?
It doesn't really bother me that much.
Okay.
I'm short, so it doesn't make that much of a difference.
All right.
But
what do you
don't
think?
like
Go ahead.
The massaging seats.
You don't like the massaging seats?
No, I like them, but I don't like that it's only pretty much, like, I mainly only feel it on my butt, not my back.
Really?
I'd like it more on my back.
What if you put the angle of the seat up
I don't
a
think
little?
that would do anything. Because it's physically, like, down here.
Okay.
Doing it.
So we need the engineers at Lucid to have detune the butt and uptune the back. Is that the request you have?
Yes.
And so far, we need you to expand the CarPlay screen to fill up the damn screen.
Correct.
All right.
I think that's it. I like everything else.
Everything else.
So far.
What do you like about the car?
I like this screen here in the middle. I think it's pretty interesting, but I guess this is also kind of a dislike, and I feel this way about Teslas as well. I think it's super dangerous because you're not like, there's so much on this screen for you to control.
Yeah.
You have to go actually looking for. You're not looking at the road.
Okay. Now,
it's like, to me, that's just like looking at a phone, like texting and driving.
I see. So now let me ask you this. You are, last I checked, a Connor, right?
That's what I've been told.
And last I checked, you do not drive an EV.
I do not.
Can you tell us what you drive and why you don't drive an EV?
I have an Audi Q3, 21, right? 22? I think it's 2022.
Yes.
I love it. It's such a cute color. It's a nice car. I love my car. I don't drive electric because I don't want to yet. Realistic, like it's not realistic for me. I mean, I could.
Well, you live in an apartment complex,
that
right?
has no charging
Right.
available to me. So I would always have to go somewhere to charge, which sure, I always have to go somewhere to fill up with gas, but I just don't like personally how long it takes to charge a car. I think if I'm on a road trip, I just want to get there, filling up gas for 3 minutes versus sitting and charging my car for 45 minutes, an hour plus.
Right.
I actually can't stand like that.
Well, I will tell you that as a dad of you, I did not want to encourage you to get an electric vehicle. No, I'm serious. I did not. And here's the reason. To me, it's a safety issue. So you go get gas, right? Wherever you live, there's gas everywhere, and you're at the gas station for how long?
5 minutes.
5 minutes,
Max.
right? And usually there's people at the gas station, right? And they're out in the public area. When you go to some of these Tesla, like if you're going to road trip home in no matter what car, but let's assume it was not a Tesla, but you were going to choose the CCS network, and you had to stop for gas at 10 o'clock at night in a Walmart, and you're all by yourself.
Stop for charge. Yeah.
And you have to sit there on the hook for 20 minutes, 30 minutes,
Right.
40 minutes, all by yourself. Like,
that's terrifying.
I don't think that for a single female is, especially one that's my daughter, nice Porsche. I love that. Like that to me just feels a little bit sketchy. Now,
I agree. I won't fill up my car with gas at night because it's sketchy.
right. So, and you get huge.
And Tampa is not the safest.
Right. I hear you. So, I really do admire the fact that you are very conscientious about cost and you work hard. As a matter of fact, one of the things that Katie does is event planning, and you.
That is the only thing I do.
That's the only thing you do.
That's my career.
It's really funny when Katie and Kyle were really young. Kyle he would play with cars all the time. I mean, like
the Hot Wheels.
The Hot Wheels. And how many Hot Wheels did he have? Like,
million.
Like they were like the LIE on the carpeting. It was like
he literally used to create little traffic jams.
With his Hot Wheels, right?
He would move each of them an inch by inch.
Yeah, and just look at the cars and go like this. And then it was organized chaos, but it wasn't like super organized. Whereas Katie, when you would play with blocks, and I'm looking at you, and
blocks,
like wooden block, like if you're playing a game or you're playing with blocks,
okay,
everything was like by the book, and I used to look at Mom and say, she's organized. Like, you're very, very critical about the details. Like, every little thing has to be so. And I think it's really interesting that you've grown up to do event planning. So what do you do for a living for a day job? And then what do you do on the weekends?
So for my full-time job, I plan corporate conferences. I'm an operations coordinator. Senior operations coordinator now. I just got a promotion.
High five, girl.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. All right.
And then
maybe you got to upgrade for the Q5.
No, I didn't get that much of a raise.
All right.
And then I do wedding coordinating on the side, wedding planning.
Right, right. And you've been doing wedding planning and wedding coordinating for a long time now, right?
Yeah.
Even like during
4 or
college.
5 years now.
You went to University of Tampa, right? And you were working for a company, and you still do jobs for them, coordinating people's weddings.
Yep.
And I just want to do a quick shout out that Katie has a little bit of an entrepreneur bug in her, sort of like Kyle, and she formed her own LLC. And the name of her company is, drum roll, what is it?
Seashine Weddings.
Seashine Weddings. I love that name, right? You can't say Seashine Weddings and not be like happy. If you're bummed out, I challenge you. If you're not having a good day, just say Seashine Weddings, and I guarantee you a smile will come to your face. So, look, the thing about wedding planning, and you've told me some funny stories, but you know, there's a lot of stress. There's a lot of there's a lot that goes into it, and for whatever reason, you've just really grown to love. You become friends with oftentimes the brides and the moms sometimes of the brides and the families and all that. But I will say that the one thing that is very interesting about this wedding planning job, and that's why I want to just spread the word quickly, is that you can plan a wedding for anybody, anywhere. Should I say world or is country?
I mean, I have the insurance for anywhere in the country. I'm sure I could get insurance if it's outside, so I would love to do it anywhere.
All right, so the thing is that if you or you know someone that is looking to get married and they don't have a wedding planner and they're thinking about getting a wedding planner, check out Katie on Seashine Weddings, or call me directly or reach out to me and we'll hook you up. If nothing else, she can give you some really good advice about what to do. I know you talk about in Tampa, there's like day of. What is that day of? What, I don't understand.
Not day of. Some people offer day of. Personally, I do not. I do month of. Because if I were to just show up on your wedding day, it would be a hot mess. I wouldn't know anything well enough. So that's why we say month of. And essentially with that, it's, you know, obviously the most affordable package for planning. Essentially, you want to do all of the planning yourself. But at the last month, you need a little bit of help in terms of reconfirming everything with your vendors, building out your timeline. And then obviously on the actual day of is the most important part, where you don't want your family, your bridal party, anything like that, doing all of your decor set up, making sure the floors showed up on time. You want to actually enjoy the day, and you should, while hair and makeup's going on, or if the guys go out playing golfing that morning or whatever it might be.
Right.
You don't want anybody to worry about it. So that's what I'm there for, to take all the stress off. If there's any fires, I can put them out before you even know.
Right.
So yeah, and then stay there till the end of the night, and just make sure everything's packed up. You have all your personal items back. Make sure all the vendors are following the rules, all that stuff, sticking to the timeline throughout the day.
Right. Now, is it true that in Tampa, the venues require a day of wedding planner?
Not all venues, but a large amount of venues do.
Right. Okay.
So essentially in Tampa, most venues, like I said, require a coordinator. You don't need to have a partial planner. You don't need to have a full plan, but you do need to have a day/month of. Up north, in the Northeast, Connecticut, for example, because we're here right now, a lot of venues come with a planner already that work there. So you don't necessarily, you don't need to hire somebody outside of it. But to be honest, the venues up here charge probably double maybe triple what they charge down in Florida.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, I mean, it's all different. I have a wedding coming up next September in New Jersey I'm doing.
Oh,
so
cool.
I have some coming up, not in Tampa.
Don't you have a job that you're talking to someone up in New Canaan this week?
Right, that's for the New Jersey
Oh, that's
wedding.
for the New Jersey wedding.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha. It's funny. I remember going just along the themes of organization. Katie's the best co-pilot to take on a road trip. She's super, all right, Dad, where are we staying tonight? I don't know.
I'm a Virgo. What do you expect?
I don't know. And so, like, you know, it's like, okay, Dad, we got it. Where are we stopping? I don't want to plan. And Katie's like, no, we got to plan. Where are we stopping? What, you know? And as a matter of fact, when I was on the road trip that just aired or should air soon, the second part of the road trip, when I stayed in, where the heck was I? Geneseo, Ohio. Yeah, Geneseo, no, Illinois. Pennsylvania? Well, I was somewhere. Yeah, you're right. It was Pennsylvania. See? See what I'm saying? So I was like, all right, Katie, I need a hotel. I'm getting tired. Can you find me a hotel that's got EV charging? So then she's like, sure, Dad, no problem. So she on hotels.com. And then she's like, all right, I found a place that has EV charging. And then she said, but
Those like Tesla chargers are down.
yeah, they were down?
Yeah, they were had a big cover over them.
Really? Oh, they might be brand new.
Oh, is that what happened?
I don't think they had Tesla superchargers at that station.
Oh, so they're new.
Yeah, they're probably new. Good call.
Thank you.
Good call. Attention to detail. But she's like, Dad, before I book, I want to call them up and I want to make sure that the EV chargers are working, the level 2. So I was like, thank you. Okay. So she calls me back 5 minutes later. You're good to go. You're booked. Everything's good. And the chargers are working. And then when I got there, and this is not your fault.
Work?
No, they were, I don't even think I told you
didn't.
this. They were Tesla superchargers.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, not superchargers. They were Tesla level 2s that used the NACS port, and I needed J1772. So I couldn't even use them. And they were beautiful, but I needed a J adapter, and I didn't have one with me. So that's one thing. It's not your fault.
I just checked if there were chargers. I didn't ask what type.
I understand that, but the thing is, like, that was my fault. That I should have said, make sure that they have J1772 connectors.
I never remembered those numbers.
Well, I would have taught you. You would have written it down. So anyway, that was a good attempt. But when we go back to when Katie was in high school, I will never forget the road trips big road trip that we took for your college. Well, let's find out where Katie's going to go to college, right?
You did it with Kyle as well.
I did it with Kyle as well, and I encourage you to do that with your kids if you're of the age where you've got kids in high school and they're thinking about going away to college. Do that sooner rather than later.
Explain to them what to do.
Well, first of all, let me explain why I think you do that as early as possible. If you take your kid on a road trip, college road trip, and you do it when they're in 11th grade, and then they look at, let's say, the University of Tennessee, and they see the sorority homes in that town, and they go, oh, I want to go there. And then for whatever reason, they're like, not quite there in terms of getting into an out-of-state school with the grades. If they see that when they're freshmen, they may work a lot harder when they're freshmen and sophomore and juniors so that they can get into that school. So getting the vision, I think, is super important. But what did we do when we went on the road trip? What do you remember?
So what most people do when they go on a college road trip is they plan exactly what schools they're going to stop at. They have tours scheduled. They'd see, 5 schools, maybe 10, depending on how long their trip is.
Right.
What we did is we drove from Connecticut to Georgia and back. And you did it with Kyle, Florida and back.
Yeah.
We had a business trip in the middle. We had to fly to, where'd we go? Wisconsin? Milwaukee?
That's right. No, we went to Minneapolis. And we went to the Mall of the Americas.
From Georgia.
Yeah, we left the car. We left the car in Atlanta, and then we went on a business trip to Minneapolis. And you were like shopping the whole time, and then I was working, and then we went back and continued on the road trip. Right? Yeah. I forgot about that. That was fun.
But what we did is we had no tour scheduled. I had a little list of schools that I knew I wanted to stop at for sure and check out.
Yeah.
But every time we were on the highway, we just saw, a street sign that says, blank university here or whatever college of state here. We stopped and we just drove through it. Some schools we got out, walked around. A couple of them we did like a very last minute walked in and they said, let me give you a tour really fast sort of thing. But
so
those
wose
weren't the schools.
why is that the smart way to do it in your opinion?
It just gives you a feel of the size of school you like, the area, depending, I did a lot of research prior to schools that I knew of that I would like and all of that, but it's just giving you a feel of the culture, the size of the school,
Right.
if it's a school that I know we went to schools that I knew for a fact I wouldn't get into,
Right.
and schools that I was like, I could easily get in here, but I would never go.
Right.
And just to get a vibe and a feel and kind of decide from there, it made me realize personally, I thought for a very long time in high school, I wanted to go to a massive school like University of Alabama, Tennessee, something like that, 40,000 students.
Yeah.
I did not want to do that at all after the trip I had. There were a couple
Yeah.
schools that was like, I'll still apply, maybe if I get in, I'll consider it
Yeah.
again. But
Right.
I ended up going to a school that had about 10,000 students, and I transferred to another school that had about 10,000 students, and it was the perfect size for me. And, I hated the idea of taking like a bus to class from my dorm. Like, I'm on campus, I should not have to do that.
Right.
I can walk.
Yeah.
So,
Well, listen, we had a blast on that trip, and I'll never forget. Was it maybe your first experience with Krispy Kreme donuts?
that probably was.
Do you remember? And we're going down the road, and
Wofford, South
we're in
Carolina.
Wofford, South Carolina, and they had the sign flashing that they were making the donuts,
Hot oven, like,
and I'm like, she's just like da 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 da, and like I go, bam, slammed on the brakes, we got to go to Krispy Kreme. She's like, what's Krispy Kreme? And we went in there, and they were seriously like, I will never forget that donut. And I put the hat on and everything, right?
it just melts.
And it just melts. Oh, so good. I wish you had gone to Wofford.
School was a little too small for me.
Yeah, I know. But they got decent basketball. They got good basketball for being such a small school.
Yeah.
Didn't they make it in like Sweet 16 last year or something like that? They've
been in March Madness the last couple of years.
Yeah, they did really well.
Yeah.
So anyway, interesting. Road trips to me are a time when you can really get to know someone, and you can decide whether or not you want to stay friends with them or not. In your case, we're hooked. You can't leave me. That's it.
I mean, we said from the day I was born, we started doing road trips.
I know.
weekend
Every
in
week.
Vermont,
I know.
so
It's true.
From Long Island, it was like, what, 6 hours? 5 and a half?
Depends on the traffic.
It's always terrible on a Friday.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But anyway, so back to the wedding planning thing, if you need someone, all kidding aside, I know Katie's my daughter, but she gets the most amazing, she shows me the emails where people thank her for just taking the stress out of their day and having them enjoy it. And when problems happen, because it's not a question of if problems happen, it's when they happen, always, right? Your ability, and she's always been this way, she'll just squash that problem. You may not even know the problem happened, and she kills the problem. So, and look, she's not the only one out there that does this, but she's the one I know, and she's the one that I highly recommend. So, Katie, I'm proud of you for starting your own LLC.
Thank you.
Make sure you pay your taxes, okay?
All you. You do them for me.
Yeah, well,
I
no,
can't figure that out
last
well
year, Dad, I did my taxes. I'm getting a refund. This is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
So, but
It's like $20.
yeah, or whatever, but it's better than paying. But listen, spread the word. Seashine Weddings, okay? Tampa, Florida. Look it up. Hit up Katie, and have some fun getting married. What the heck? Okay. No, just say, hey, Dad, did you hear about the latest fad?
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 How old are you?
60.
Mom says fad.
I say fad. What's wrong with fad?
It's just not a word.
Trend?
Please. Sure.
Okay. Trend. Did you hear about the latest trend?
Trend of what?
You tell me. I don't know. You're like, Dad, I got... All right. So can you just tell me what the latest trend is?
There's this TikTok trend where you
TikTok trend.
Yeah, you basically have to guess the lyrics based off like one sound
Oh,
that you make.
name that tune.
Basically.
Okay, I can
But
name
you have
that.
to do the theme song first, which you know.
The theme song?
Yeah.
Teach me the theme song.
No, I already did.
I know, but I
know.
forgot it.
Starts with When You Know.
Oh boy, this Honda doesn't have a bumper. Like, I'm going to let him go ahead of me. Look at this car. Are you kidding me? He has no bumper. He's got pieces flying off of it. He's checking out our car. We're checking out his car. That's hysterical. Oh, hey, oh.
Not the gas cap.
He's from
out.
Colorado.
Not like.
Is that Kyle? Is it?
He probably thinks he's so cool because he's passing a Lucid. And that
Oh, that hurt. That just.
Crap.
It's not a piece of crap.
Bad.
Yeah, it was. All right, so okay, when you sing,
Oh.
Okay, teach me this. Teach me the TikTok.
When you know
When you know
the words to this song,
the words to this song,
sing along,
sing along,
sing along.
sing along. Okay, so I started this trend of singing in my road trip video back from Colorado. Did you see that? Did you hear about that?
No.
I did the Signet Surge Hoedown.
The what?
Yeah, I did.
The what?
The Hoedown.
What hoedown?
I made up a song to Old MacDonald.
The hoedown throwdown?
No, not the Hoedown. It was
Do you know
old.
what that is?
No.
It's from the Hannah Montana movie.
Oh, well, I
You
probably
do know it.
I like Hannah Montana.
Yeah, everyone does.
Is that Miley Cyrus?
Yeah.
Oh, man. The best song ever. What's my favorite song in the whole world?
Party in the USA.
Party in the
But
USA.
You simply never learned the actual words for it.
I don't care. That song makes me so happy. And I like her new song too.
Which she released a whole album.
Okay, the one that everybody likes.
All of them.
No, the big one.
Flowers.
Flowers. Yeah, that's good. That's a really good song. Okay, back to this. Okay. When you hear
No.
No.
When you know.
When you know the words to this song. Is that right?
Yeah.
The words to this song. Sing along. Sing along. And then what? Then what do you do?
Now you gotta start with the song.
Okay. So I need to sing a song?
Yes.
How and then
It's not complicated. This is so simple.
well, what song? I can sing any song?
Like the first sound or word of a song and the tune that it's in, and then I have to try and guess it.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. All right. When you sing,
No.
when
know.
when you hear,
Not when you know.
when you know the words to this song, sing along, sing along. Are you ready?
You just gotta do it.
Oh, okay. I was bad.
Are you kidding? You just do the first sound or word, not a whole sentence. But I don't even know what that song is. And you just said a whole sentence.
That was Flowers.
What? What did you say?
I was bad.
That's
You were good.
that's simply not the
Da,
lyrics.
na, 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 na. No?
No wonder why I didn't get the song.
All right, you do for me, and then I'll try and get it.
All right, ready?
All right. What is this going on my TikTok though?
No, we're not filming a TikTok.
I want to film a
We're
TikTok.
gonna have to do that on my phone or
Oh.
your phone, not like that. It has to be.
Vertical. I know. I get that.
Right.
All right. So we can do that
Yeah, we'll do it for real later.
because I want to beef up my TikTok.
I don't think any of this needs to go in the video.
Okay, it doesn't have to.
So what are we filming for?
Can we do the sing the song thing?
Yeah,
All
ready, go. When you know. Come on. The
The
words to
the
the song.
Oh, we do it together?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Sing.
Okay. Let's start over. Okay. When you know the words to this song. Look at this Camry ripping it. Holy smokes!
Focus.
When you sing.
No, oh my god.
When now this Nissan is he's got to figure
You're
out.
going 72.
I'm doing that guy's doing 105. Are you kidding me?
Right.
All right. When you know the words to this song, sing along, sing along,
Shake.
shake, rattle and roll,
What?
shake,
No.
rattle and no,
Shake.
shake it off by Trisha
You
Yearwood.
gotta sing the words. Who?
Trisha Yearwood.
No. But you got the name of the song right. You got to sing the song, not just name the title. Oh, yeah. You got to sing the song.
I don't know how it starts. How does
It
it
doesn't
start?
have to go from the beginning of the song. You normally would do the chorus.
Shake it off. Shake it off. All right, let's
There
do
you go.
one more.
All right, this one's all you.
This bus is having a bad day.
But you have to do a song I know. Okay?
Wait. Okay, hold on. Let me think. Wait, let me think. I don't really know any songs. I can't think of any.
No, plenty.
Um,
Do a song we just listened to in the last hour and a half of being in the car.
okay, hold on. All right, I'm ready.
Okay. When you know.
The words to this song, shake it off, sing along, sing along. Am I supposed to go? Oh, I'm supposed to go left here. Hold on. Evasive maneuvers. Okay, let's start over. Mom was just calling us.
She is calling you.
Decline.
Whoa.
We're filming here. All right, hold
Don't
on.
accept it. Don't. No.
All right, text her and tell her we're filming. We're in the middle.
She probably knows that.
Okay.
Fine. I'll call her back.
All right. When you know the words to this song, sing along, sing along. I've got a. Ooh,
Sing it again.
I've got a.
I don't know.
Okay, you want
Little
one?
more.
Okay. I've got a fast.
God.
Yeah, nice.
All right. Nice.
Tracy Chapman
Luke Combs.
or Luke Combs, depending on who.
Luke
All right.
Combs cover, obviously.
All right. Listen, road tripping is the best, especially when you're with your daughter. Let's call mom now and see if she's probably like, "Are you okay?" Okay, just a brief update on the trip so far. We're 125 miles into the trip. We have burned 34 kilowatt hours, and our average efficiency is 3.7 miles per kilowatt hour. So that's relatively consistent with the trip back from Colorado, where I averaged 3.8. But I will say people are picking up their speeds pretty good here on Route 90, as we're heading over to Boston. So we're about 165 miles away from Freeport, Maine, where we're going to be spending the night. And we should arrive there about 9:50 again, but we're going to have dinner. So realistically, we'll probably get there around 11. We'll sit down. There was a restaurant that we wanted to go to that Kathy and I eaten at last fall called Warren's Seafood Restaurant, right on the border of New Hampshire and Maine. Huge salad bar. And Katie looked up the restaurant, and it said it closed at 7 o'clock on a Friday night due to a shortage in staffing. What? Like, what is that?
Since it closes at 4 on weekdays, too.
Closes at 4 on weekdays. So, I don't know, maybe it's more of a lunch place than anything else. But I guess maybe they know what they're doing. But I was excited to go back there because great lobsters, whatever. So we got to figure out a different place. And I said Cracker Barrel. And Katie was like, no, I like the store, but I don't like she doesn't like the food. So do you have any ideas?
I don't know. We'll see once we get hungry what's nearby.
You're not hungry yet?
Not really.
All right, 7:32, 7:23 p.m., 76 degrees. Here we are in Worcester. It's not Worcester. Worcester, Mass. All right. So just an update. Well, here's what's amazing about this car. First of all, Katie, seriously, is this one of the most smooth riding cars you've ever been in your life?
Very smooth.
Just
I do like it.
super comfortable,
Very.
right? We've got 167 miles already, and there is 300 miles of indicated range left. Now, granted, we left the house with 100% state of charge. It said 515 miles of range. This is where this car shines. This is the kind of use case that makes total sense for this car. It's got such amazing range for you to just fill up 100%, leave your house, go to Maine, and plug into a nice hotel, level 2 or wherever, and then come home, right?
Nice hotel.
Well, or in our case, a crappy hotel. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maine's very expensive in August. I love you, but, you know, I don't know where we're staying tonight, but it's not just... Did you bring the bug spray?
I would.
I don't know. But anyway, you know, this is where this car really does make electric car, you know, forget about charging. You don't even have to charge. You just go away for the weekend, charge when you get there, and come home. Really amazing use case. My case, this is a great kind of a weekend getaway, and I'm really enjoying this tremendously. But I do major road trips where I have to rely on the DC fast charging network, and that's where I'm torn. I'm very torn about what to do. Keep it, sell it. Nice Model Y over there. But yeah, I'm really happy that I am doing this trip, because this is something that I think is very valuable for a lot of people that are potentially buying a Lucid Air. Now, there are 3 models of the Lucid Air. 2 are smaller battery packs, the Pure and the Touring. This has the 112 kilowatt hour battery pack, which is the Lucid Air Grand Touring, that gives you 516 miles of EPA rated range. Realistically, on a road trip like this, carrying the speeds that we're carrying, you're probably going to do 420 miles of range, which is great. The thing about Tesla, I don't know if anybody saw this past week, you know, we've always known Tesla is just super, they exaggerate, let's be honest. They say 405 miles of range in the Model S, the new Palladium, the long range, the one with the 19-inch wheels. You're not getting 400 miles of range, 405 miles of range. Just like you're not really getting 515 miles of range in this car. But
the highway.
Real world range in this car on a highway trip, you're getting like 425, 430, and that is extremely usable from a road tripping standpoint. So I'm very happy we're doing this trip. This is making me pause. And all kidding aside, you think this car is...
I think it's great.
Drives. What do you think of the look of it from the outside?
Sleek. I like it.
You do like it?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Why? You don't?
I mean, it's a controversial look. I do like it. I think it's a very attractive car. But a lot of people kind of tease me. Oh, Dave, what are you driving, a Buick? You know, it looks like in the front, a Honda Accord, and in the rear, it looks like a Lincoln MKZ. But I think it's an amazingly beautiful car. And did you feel like the dash up here, Katie? The materials they use, it's like a suede,
yeah, nice.
And then here it's a cloth, and you got wool.
Yeah, no, I think they do. The look of it is very nice from the interior. The colors all mesh well together.
You don't mind the black seats with the white seats in the rear?
No, I don't love black seats in any car, to be honest, but I don't hate that, you know, there's some variety. I don't like when it's fully black seats.
Right.
But
right.
That also might just have to do with the fact I live where it's 100 degrees all year round. So
yeah.
black seats are impossible there.
That's true. But, you know, one of the things you can do is precondition these electric cars so when you get in them, they're cool. You don't have to worry about it. This car not only has heated and cooled seats, but massage seats. Yeah. And, you know, it really does extremely well. I haven't been using the ADAS that much today, just because, I don't know, I feel like driving today. I just don't feel like relying on the automatic driving, the Dream Drive Pro, as they call it, or highway assist. And Yeah. So anyway, look, I think it's great. I'm really enjoying this trip, I must say. And look, we just got a message from hotels.com saying we can't wait for you to come. What do you think?
Great.
They're so personable like that, you know. It's like, good morning from Freeport, Maine, and the Econo Lodge, which actually wasn't bad. A lot overpriced, I can tell you that much. But look, we got here last night. We had a good dinner, Katie and I. She's still sleeping inside there, over there somewhere. I see a whole bunch of bird watchers. Look at this. There's this place called Bird Watch, and all these people they're like getting ready to go out there and watch birds. How cool is that? I mean, I watch birds all the time. I just open my eyes, look up in the sky. I don't know what I'm doing with birds. I think birds are cool because they can fly. But anyway, this Lucid Air can also fly. An amazing road tripper yesterday, super comfortable. Now, the issue is that as you head north in Maine from Freeport, there's no charging infrastructure that I can see. There is a charge point up in Augusta, and there is also in South Portland an Electrify America, which has terrible ratings. I think it's a Signet. But I want to head up to Camden, Maine, after we go to LL Bean this morning. So, but the thing is, I only have about 138 miles of range on the car. So I have to kind of plan this out. I have to think about this because there was no level 2 here charging last night. And even though I say I only have 138 miles left on the range, but I drove all the way from Connecticut. What an amazing machine. But you still have to think about these things, especially when you come up to these charging deserts like Maine, where, man, I'm looking on the map, I'm looking in PlugShare, I can't even find level 2s. I think over at LL Bean, they have some chargers. I'm pretty sure they do. Because last time I was there, last October with Kathy, there were Tesla superchargers at LL Bean, and they weren't even on the Tesla map, which was pretty wild. I don't think they advertise them because they don't want people coming from the highway to use those for, passing through. So maybe I'm wrong. But anyway, this will be a fun day. We got so much to do, so many places to see, so many things to do, and a lot of good food to eat. And then we're going to cap it off tonight with the Gloria Estefan show at the Ogunquit Playhouse. Ah, man, I can't wait. What a day. Let's go. All right, so we're coming up to Freeport now. We're in Freeport, LL Bean, and we got to get some breakfast. And what I would like to do is try to find some charging, level 2 if I can. There's no DC fast charging here in Freeport. And there's a couple of towns I want to take you up to today.
Sure.
Rockland and Camden. But the problem is we've only got 134 miles of range, and the DC fast charger, the Electrify America, is behind us all the way in South Portland. And so we wouldn't be able to make it all the way to Camden and back down to Portland. But we could make it if we go up the coast to Camden and then over to Augusta. There is a 200 kilowatt DC fast charger that's not an Electrify America charge point that I would like to try out. So I'm kind of thinking what we'll do this morning is we'll see if we can get some DC fast charging here in town, maybe at LL Bean, because they secretly place Tesla chargers at LL Bean. They don't put them on the map, which is interesting to me. And so maybe they have some J1772, at least level 2s. Forget about, DC fast chargers. But let's see what they have at LL Bean. We'll check out the store. Maybe we'll get some breakfast. And what do you like? One of those chai teas? Kai teas? What do you call those?
Chai.
Chai?
Not kai.
Kai? Like a tea, right?
Yeah.
Some kind of a tea. And then we'll hit the road and go up the coast and check out some cool places in Maine. All right? Cool. All right, so here we are at LL Bean's. This is the flagship store. It's just a retail store, but it's big. And these are the Tesla superchargers that last time I was here, they did not show up on the Tesla navigation screen. But looky over here, what do we have? Beautiful Model X, He's charging on the J1772, which is Clipper Creeks. They've got 4 Clipper Creeks times 2, so they've got 8 charging spots. Now, the last time I was here, these were not functional, but they are now, which is great. So we got a Kona EV, we got a Tesla Model 3, a Model Y, and an Escape Hybrid, and look at this, a Prius plug-in, Prius Prime. So the question is, why would this Tesla, this Model Y, the Model 3, and the Model X over there, why wouldn't they be on the supercharger? And the answer is, this is proper use of the technology, because they want to go shopping in town, they want to go have breakfast for a few hours. Don't hog up a supercharger, just grab a level 2 and charge it 30 miles an hour. And that is the way it should be done. So I'm very happy. This is going to really change our whole day. We're not going to have to charge, or I'm not going to have as much anxiety about going up to Camden as I thought. So Katie, I think we're in good shape.
We are.
And look, a couple more Teslas over here. So let's go in, go get some breakfast, and check out LL Bean. Looks like they're setting up for a concert over here. This is pretty cool. I don't know what that's all about, but looky here, LL Bean. Katie, I'll get your picture. Oh yeah.
That's really crazy.
Check this out. Melissa Etheridge is playing here tonight at LL Bean, and she's not playing until 7 p.m. tonight, but people are setting up their chairs. They're able to set up their chairs as early as 6 a.m., and there's going to be 10,000 people here for this concert, and everybody's getting their chairs set up. So, yeah, this is pretty cool. Very cool. Amazing. All right, so here's the concert lineups on Saturdays, 7:30 p.m. And today, August 5th, Melissa Etheridge. But check this out, Scotty McCreery, September 2nd. Man, I'll tell you what, I like that dude. He's awesome. He is really talented. All right, so I've asked this nice gentleman from LL Bean, what's the best breakfast place in town? Now, it may not be the best, but it's where he goes. So where should I go?
It's actually one of the best. So you're going to go behind you.
Okay.
Up on Main Street.
Yeah.
And it's called the Met Cafe, as in Metropolitan
Okay.
Cafe. So it's from Vermont. It's Vermont-based. They just opened 6 months ago.
Oh, nice.
And get the Sacco sandwich.
All right.
It's an everything bagel, egg, cheese, bacon, sriracha,
yeah.
and guac.
Oh, that's my
So
style.
it's very wet. Then they do have napkins.
All right.
So they
All
also have coffee and tea.
Well, this is not endorsed officially by LL Bean, is it?
Kind of.
Kind of. All right. Well, then we'll take
A lot
it.
of us go there.
All right. Sounds good. And your name is Philip?
Philippe.
Philippe. All right, Philip.
Dubois.
My name's
Yeah.
Dave. This is Katie. Thank you, sir.
Hey, nice to meet you both.
You're from Germany, obviously.
Yes.
Have a good one, man.
And you too.
Take care.
We don't need a destination, let's go where the river's taking us. Over fields and through the country, letting go of everything but us. Over the rainbow. If we hold tight, we can chase the Mississippi through the night, hundreds of miles away. The water is warm, let's dip our toes right in and be reborn. I don't know why we'd wait. Grab sunglasses and the atlas, we can prove we're smarter than a phone. Let's go where there's no reception, see if we can make it on our own. Breathe deep in your chest. If we hold tight, we can chase the Mississippi through the night, hundreds of miles away. The water is warm, let's dip our toes right in and be reborn. I don't know why we'd wait. The water's warm. destination. Let's go where the river's taking us. Over fields and through the country, letting go of everything but us. If we hold tight, we can chase the Mississippi through the night, hundreds of miles away. The water is warm.
All right, so we had a great time at LL Bean. We went into Patagonia. We had breakfast at the Met, whatever. Good Saco sandwich. I would highly recommend it. It was delish. But now what we're going to do is we're going to head up to Boothbay Harbor and check it out. It's a beautiful drive up there. Great old Maine fishing town. And I'm going to get me some lobster for lunch. This is going to be awesome. Okay, so here I am in Freeport, Maine, and doing actually the first charging session of a little weekend jaunt with my daughter Katie. We're just hanging out in Maine for the weekend. So here we are at LL Bean, the flagship store. This is a great little town, amazing restaurants and what have you. So what'd you think of LL Bean?
It was cool. It was huge.
It's just a big retail store with pretty much all the stuff they sell. Yeah, which is nice. Great little town. Busy little town. Wasn't so bad because we got here early, which is good. So, yeah, I think our next stop, we're just going to kick back, enjoy the ride. And
that is a beautiful McDonald's.
Now turn left.
Oh, I know, isn't it? Yeah. That is a beautiful McDonald's. All right, I'm going to cut in front of this Nissan. And we're going to head up to Boothbay Harbor. And we're going to have lunch at a really rustic picnic table.
Right to join the highway.
All right, I will. We're going to go to this really kind of rustic, down by the docks by where all the lobster boats come in.
Cool.
And you can pick out your own lobster. And I think they have burgers and things like that. I know you're not a big lobster fan, at least not yet. And yeah, I've stayed in this town before with Sophie, our Jack Russell, years ago, and she loved lobster. So, she used to sit at the picnic table and wait for me and was like, give me lobster. So I don't know if Bailey will like it or not. I think she likes lobster. We'll have to check it out. But anyway, what was so cool, everyone in the store at LL Bean was very helpful. And the greatest part about it was dogs were allowed in there. And they had the sign out front that said, only approved service animals. And yeah, of course, she's an approved service animal.
No, she is not.
Well,
She's an emotional support dog. She's not a service animal.
Yeah, she supports my emotions. So anyway, let's go to Boothbay Harbor. Well, Bailey has found a couple of newfies. Oh yeah, this is just like Walter here. My son has a Newfoundland.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He just got it's a puppy, and yeah, it lives out in Colorado. So we haven't seen him get big like this. So
How? What color is he?
black and white.
Oh yeah,
Oh, cool.
new lines here.
Yeah. How old are your dogs?
He's 6
Okay.
and Boomer's 4.
Boomer's for how much does Boomer weigh?
They both weigh 140.
140. Okay. Awesome. That's a great name. So Boomer and what's the other pup?
Cody.
Cody. Great names.
Kodiak Bear.
Yeah. Beautiful park here. Enjoy. Bailey, what do you think of this dog park here? Pretty amazing. You know where we are? We're in Bath, Maine. You want to run, huh? All right, you run. Well, what you see, folks, over there is the Kennebec River. And what is this is a very famous town because back in the late 1800s, I believe it was the late 1800s, the company Bath Iron Works was founded. And they have built some of the most amazing military and private vessel ships over the years. Warships, destroyers, all kinds of ships have been built here by Bath Iron Works for many, many years. This is a very heavy industry. You can see over in the distance, you can see There actually is a Navy ship over there. I think it might be a battleship. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe they give tours over there. But this is a working boatyard now since 1995. And look at the size of this dog park here. This is just amazing. I mean, we're on our way up to Boothbay Harbor. I don't even know where Bailey is. Where is she? Oh, there she is. She's over there. Oh, wait, where? There she is. She's making friends. There's some big dogs here. But since 1995, Bath Iron Works has actually been running as a subsidiary of General Dynamics, which is a major, builder for military, all kinds of military paraphernalia or what have you. But yeah, amazing. This town is probably got some incredible architecture and a lot of history here. And it has an amazing dog park. So check it out if you come this way. And once again, oh, there's Bailey. There she is. Hey, Bailey, come here, girl. Come here. Come on, girl. Come on. Come on. Oh, boy, she is flying. Yeah, Bailey loves road trips. Oh, there's the Newfie. The Noof. That's 140 pounds versus 12 pounds right there. That dog is more than 10 times bigger than she is. Oh, boy. Well, Bailey, what'd you think of that dog park, huh? Pretty good, right? Yeah. Look at her. She's so happy. She's like, Daddy, I don't want to leave. I want to stay in Bath, Maine. I want to take a bath in the Kennebec. So many friends. Such a good time. But it's time to get back in the Lucid and continue our road trip. Kitty's just taking a nap. She didn't sleep very well last night. I think I might have been snoring. Oh. All right, so we have arrived at our luncheon place here in Boothbay Lobster Wharf. This is a really, really cool place. They've got steamers, they've got lobsters, and the town of Boothbay Harbor, where everybody goes out on the boats, is over there. Over there. And yeah, this is a great spot. This is Maine. To me, this is Maine. All right, so we're getting a cider here.
Freedom's Edge.
Freedom's Edge.
From Albion, Maine.
From Albion, Maine. Okay. And then look at this over here. This is a great. And first of all, what's your name?
Nikki.
Nikki's the best. Okay. And she says I'm the first person to recognize that's not a violin or a bass, but a cello top. And so I win the prize. I don't know what I win, but this is a great bar. Check this out. Katie, I think I over-ordered. Holy smokes. And you ate your lunch. I got 2 lobsters, 2 pieces of corn, and steamers. And you know what? I'm super happy. You gotta try some lobster. It's so good. You gotta try it. Oh man, am I happy. I mean, look at this. Not just 1 lobster, but 2. I think we had a miscommunication up at the order desk, but I'm not upset about it. Because I also got steamers too. And these steamers, honestly, these are like the best. They're not sandy at all. They're so sweet. I mean, steamers are not for everybody, but they're for me. Dip them in the butter. Oh, good. Now, as far as the lobster tail, take the lobster tail, crack it like that. Peel it back like this. Grab it, pull it out. You got the whole thing. This piece here, take that like that. Take this giant lobster tail, dip it in butter, and eat it. So good. Unbelievable.
You're gonna turn this channel into a food review.
20 out of 10. But what'd you think?
It's not as fishy as I thought it would be.
Right. Okay. Are you hinting at maybe the fact you actually liked it?
I don't think I liked it, but I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would. That wasn't as bad as I thought it would.
This is molten. These are soft shell. I actually got the the crackers. I didn't even need to use them because these things, they're soft shells. You can break them right apart with your hand. All right, so Katie, what did you think about Boothbay Harbor?
I thought it was cute. I wish we had more time there.
I know. I wish we did too. But man, that lobster, by the way, I'm very proud of you for trying lobster because I know you never, ever try anything.
Okay, that's not true. I
It's-
do try food. Or if I never tried food, I never would be able to eat.
That's true. But you like tried food for the first 5 years of your life and then you determined what you wanted for the rest of your life. Maybe 6. Anyway, I was just trying to pay you a compliment that you tried lobster, and what did you think?
It was not as bad as I expected, like I said.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
I would never be able to eat a full lobster.
Okay, never's a long time.
Yeah, still.
All right, I mean,
like a bite here and there, maybe.
okay, all right.
Maybe. Not a yes, not a no.
Yeah, no, that's major progress. I'm excited, and look, for me,
All I honestly tasted was butter, so.
that's good.
Yeah.
That's really good.
But that's
So,
how you get fat, so.
well, but so I ordered. I don't even know what I ordered. The next thing I know, I don't even want to say how much it was because it was a lot of money, but I don't even care because
It had to have been because the,
I got
the
2
tiny
lobsters,
little-
2 corn on the cob. How was the corn on the cob? Was
Corn was
amazing.
so
That
good.
was really good.
I got like the tiniest salad on the planet. It cost me like $25, so I can't
Yeah.
even imagine.
Yeah,
how
you don't want to
much your
know.
food
Yeah,
was.
you don't want to know how much it was. But I don't know what happened. There was confusion in the ordering process, and the guy did smile after he took the order. But I got steamers too, and they were the best steamers I think I've ever had.
No.
Yes.
You say that about like every meal that you eat.
No, I don't. Mom does. All right. So anyway, can I just say that I really enjoyed not only the meal, but my time with you. And I'm proud that I'm happy, not proud, but I'm happy that you tried lobster and you kind of like, the door is a little cracked open there for possible tastings in the future. And I think that's great. So anyway, what's next for us is an exciting day. We're going to be driving now for a couple of hours, actually an hour and 33 minutes. We're 82 miles away from our hotel down near Ogunquit. And let's just take a look at the trip so far. The display, no, I always get that wrong. Vehicle, trip information. We have gone 345 miles on this trip so far. And we plugged in at LL Bean this morning into the level 2, and we've gone 52 miles since then. We still have 131 miles range left, and we're 82 miles away from the hotel. So we'll arrive at the hotel with 52 miles range. There's a possibility I may pull into South Portland, Maine at the Walmart, because there is an EA there. But I hear they're derated, and I was looking this morning. Ooh, native Maine blueberries. Should we get some?
That place doesn't look open. Keep going. There's more.
There's more? Okay.
Yeah, we saw a lot of little huts.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think that was somebody at his house. He was like sitting out back by his pool, and he was selling blueberries. But yeah, so I think, PlugShare didn't give me a strong vote of confidence, and I'm pretty sure there was Signet units. There's not a lot of charging here in Maine, up north of Portland. I mean, there's a something in Augusta. I didn't see a DC fast charger for CCS, and even Bangor, which is a big city here in Maine, unless I had my filters wrong. I don't know. Maybe somebody.
Is there a way on the maps here you can?
There
see
is,
where the chargers are?
there is, but it's just I find it. It's. I use the Electrify America app in Waze,
Yeah.
in Apple CarPlay, I should say, to really look at where the.
So it's not like Tesla where you can just put it.
It is.
Supercharged.
It is that way. You can do that. I'll show you. I don't want to be too distracted while I'm driving right now, but you can pull up chargers, but it's just not. It's like they're in the right county, but not in the right town, is kind of the way I look at it. They just don't have it right yet. And I would not recommend, unless it's really basic, I wouldn't recommend looking at those at the source on the Lucid integrated maps. Now, if you find one and it's close by, that's fine, but I find I have to go to other sources, whether it's the Electrify America app or PlugShare, and search. And that was what I was doing this morning. So I know where there's in Augusta, which we're not going to be going to today, there is a charge point. I think it's a 200 kilowatt max station, and people say it's pretty good. The ratings on PlugShare were quite good, but I may do a quick little check-in at South Portland. We'll see. Our next stop will either be the EA at the Walmart in South Portland, or it's going to be our hotel, and I'll leave with 50 miles of buffer. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. I'm not worried about it. This has got a big battery. What do you have to worry about it for? Okay, so here we are at Electrify America, somewhere in Maine, and what we have is a little situation here because the Chatamo works on the 150, but the CCS doesn't. We've got 3 cars charging, and we've got 3 beautiful cars here, 2 Ioniq 5s and an iX waiting to charge. We've got a Mach-E at 86% state of charge. We've got an Ioniq 5 at a 77% state of charge, and a Bolt sitting on the 350 at a 20% state of charge. So, just ask the folks here what they think of this, the ones that are waiting. They're like, not good. But this is the state of charge right here that we have in the United States right now. And this is just not a good situation. If this isn't an advertisement to buy a Tesla, I don't know what is. So I wish you luck out there shopping for CCS cars, but this is really depressing. I mean, look at this beautiful iX here from Vermont. It's an incredible car, right? But you can't put juice in it. So what good is it? So here, this unit, the CCS is unavailable, but the Chatamo is ready to charge. I think that's an interesting situation. Probably worth checking it out to see if that would work or not. Maybe I'll ask one of the folks here. But what do we have again? We have a Signet made in 2018 again. So even if I were to plug in here, I'd be subject to the Signet surge, which is no fun. So yeah, it's a bad situation for sure, and a lot of A lot of people trying to charge their cars and get fuel, and they just can't. I mean, Electrify America, seriously, you need to expand the number of stations that you have here in the United States, number one. Number two, or some other CCS charge point operators got to expand because there are just no options. And then number two, for the high voltage cars, I highly recommend that you replace these old Signet units, because even if I plug in, you know, with the state of charge that I'm at right now, it's gonna surge, and it's gonna be a bad charging session. So not a good situation here. The Bolt's doing a nice thing. He's taking off right now. That's really nice of him. If you know Rocket Power Wash, I would do business with him because he didn't really stay very long. So that's awesome. And now the IX is going to be able to pull in here and charge. That's going to be interesting to see with the bikes on the back, how that's going to work. I'm curious about that. Okay, so we are plugged into the Signet. This is an older unit, but it's a 150. And let's see if plug and charge works. Welcome driver, preparing to charge. Hopefully we'll get some juice here. It's been a bad scene here. I decided to wait. The IX ended up driving away. She plugged into a 350, was getting 127 at a 30% state of charge, and then it just crapped out and it went down to 27, 15, 0. She was in Walmart using the restroom, and she got a message that it had failed. So she came out, tried it again, and it failed again. So she just left. All right, here we are at an 11% state of charge, pulling 70 kilowatts. You know, I'm in a situation right now where I don't need much juice. I just want a little bit. So I'm going to take what I can get. 70 kilowatts. I should be pulling 180 right now. I did precondition before I came here. So this unit is, I mean, I don't even know. I'm not even sure what to say, if it's nerfed or not. It's not surging, which is good. Now, charging power limited by station. You know, it's probably not able to put out enough energy for it to actually do the Signet surge. But you know, look, 70 kilowatts, I'll take it. I'll just sit on the hook here for maybe 20 minutes at the most, and then I'll be on my way. But what a scene over here. Bad news. All right, so here I am in South Portland, Maine, at a Electrify America station, charging the Lucid now on a 150. The 350 over there, an IX just left. She was pulling 142 or something like that, and then it tanked down, and it just died, and she just said, I'm out of here. The ID4 just pulled in, and he's at a 35% state of charge. It is a Chattanooga-built car, and he was actually pulling 156, and it seems consistent with his car. He's now pulling about 142, and he's going into Walmart. I told him to watch the app just in case the thing just dies for some reason, which is what happened to the IX over there. This EV6 over here, you know, this is a high voltage car. It's somewhat limited, but it's not getting the Signet surge. It's only pulling about 127 at a 30% state of charge. And that car, you know, on a 350 should be pulling, I've seen as high as 240 before. So, and then the first unit over there, it says the Chatamo handle works, but the CCS handle does not. And so a person tried it out, and it didn't work on the CCS. So we've got 1 out of 4 down. We've got nerfing going on here. I'm not experiencing a Signet surge with my car right now, but I'm at 70 kilowatts, and I am at a state of charge that is pretty low. I'm about 11% state of charge, which is, I need some juice. I may even be a little less than that. Let me just see here for a moment. Yeah, I'm at an 11% state of charge, and now you can see it's doing the Signet surge here. You can see this, folks. Even at this, it's going 68, 71, 28, 45. So yeah, the Signet surge reveals its ugly head even here at a low when I'm trying to pull. But I don't need much juice. I just need enough to get to the hotel, and so I can check in, and hopefully they've got I think they have a level 2 there, so we'll see. But not a good situation here. When I arrived, there were 4 cars waiting. 2 of them drove away, and then one of the IXs just left. So not good. Yeah, so we're currently at a state of charge of 20%, and on a 150 we're pulling 42, 43, 45. Getting the Signet Surge again, it's just really just unbelievable. I don't know, but you know, these units are definitely the older Signet units from 2018, just like the ones on I-80 that I ran into the whole way back from Denver. But this is interesting behavior because I'm not asking for a lot of juice here, and it's just pulling 40 kilowatts, 38. I need to bring my mileage, up to, I don't know, I'm probably going to take it up to around 30%. I'm looking to get maybe around 140, 150 miles of range, just so we have a little bit of buffer to play around in the morning. We're going to be driving over to Kennebunkport and go pay a visit to George, Barbara. All right, so I've switched from that unit. The EV6 just left, and I'm connecting up to this unit. She was pulling about 140, and then it tapered down to 125. And I'm just going to see. I was only pulling about 40 over on that one on the 150. So let's see what I get over here. The ID4 is actually winning he's winning the race today. He's doing well at 57% state of charge. He's at 98, and he pulled in. He was pulling 157, and I don't know. That Signet seems to play nice with this ID4. But let's see what we get over here on this charger. Hopefully it's a little better. Okay. Not really. We're still getting the Signet Surge. And Lucid and Electrify America, you guys got to talk. This is not good. An Ioniq 5, which is an 800-volt car, was just plugged into this exact charger. And at a 20% state of charge, that car, an EV6, was pulling 127 kilowatts. Not great, but definitely better than what I'm getting here. So there was a sign on this charger that just said that this maximum charging speed is limited, but it said the same thing, you know, to the EV6 owner as well. Oh, now it's just popped up. Look at this, 128, 129. Okay, that's a breakthrough. Boy, this is entertaining. I don't know, I'm gonna watch this. All right, so here I am at Electrify America in South Portland. This unit over here, the Chatamo says it's working, the CCS is not. Someone verified that before. We've got this ID4 that's got a pretty decent session on this 350 over here. He plugged in at about a 30% state of charge and was pulling 156, which was decent. Clearly it's a 2023. Originally, there were a lot of cars here waiting. I decided to wait just because I really don't want to have to worry about charging, and I found out that my hotel does not have a level 2 tonight. And so I originally plugged into this 150 over here, which became available. There was a BMW iX that just got so frustrated she left. Super nice lady from Vermont in a beautiful iX with bikes on the back. There was an EV6 that was on the one that I'm at right now that had, it's still limited, but I originally plugged in at around an 11% state of charge, and I was only pulling 70 kilowatts. Then it went down to 40, and I was experiencing the Signet Surge. And then when the EV6 left, I plugged into the 350 over here, and I was pulling 70, and then I experienced the Signet Surge. And as soon as I hit 22%, I popped up to 131 kilowatts, which is what I'm still sitting at right now. And so I decided to stay on the hook and take some juice and get what I can get here. But boy, I'll tell you what, this has been an ordeal. If nothing else, it's just a lot of energy to think about. I mean, I don't know why this has to be so hard. I just really don't know why it has to be so hard. Electrify America, I know we rely on you to charge our cars. There are more and more cars getting on the road. I just don't get it. I don't know why you can't. These are These are the signets from 2018, just like the ones I had on Route 80, I-80 coming back from Denver. They've been in the ground since 2018. All right, so we have made it to the Ogunquit Lobster Pound, and Bailey's looking for lobster. You know, at lunch, she was just acting up, and it was right by the docks. I was worried she was going to go in for a swim, so I put her on the hook in the car. But now she's like, I want to go in here. I don't know if she's going to be allowed in here, but look, yeah, this is some. I love this place where you wait. We've got about a 25-minute wait. No big deal. It's 5:10 p.m. on Saturday, and we're gonna have dinner here, and then we'll go to the motel. Katie was so funny. She was like, Dad, there's a resort motel on Route 1 here in Wells, Maine. Doesn't that seem like an oxymoron? And I said, yeah, a resort motel. I mean, a resort hotel, but a motel? I don't know. That's pretty weird. But look, this place is really cool because right over there, you choose the lobster that you want, and then they boil it up for you and bring it right in. So it's a great place. They've got amazing food here. I like it. So let's go have some dinner. All right. So the process is you get your table. They give you this number, and then what you do is you go over here and you pick out your lobster, and then they give you a blue ticket. And what the waitress Lynn said, she said, listen, if you don't come back with a blue ticket, you don't eat. So I got to come back with a blue ticket for table 54. So let's go pick my lobster. I don't know. This is great. Second lobster. Well, actually, this will be my third lobster of the day.
Skipping the bag, take 6 and 11 pepper. There you go.
All right. Look at that. All right. Here we go.
One soft at 1/8. Just one.
That's it. Thank you.
Any steamed clams tonight?
What's the price on the steamers?
We have a half order. It's $14.95 per pound.
How big are the steamers tonight?
There's a mix of them.
There's a mix?
Yeah,
One or the other, we can pick them out for you.
No, I think I'll try a half pound.
And a
They'll come at the same time, right?
we can.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, perfect. Thank you. All right, there's the blue ticket. I guess I am going to eat tonight. I got a pound and a half, and I did go for the steamers. I wasn't going to, but I did. So, yeah, should be good. Look at all these guys in there. Look at all those lobsters. All right, well, we made it here to the Ogunquit Playhouse, and we're going to be seeing On Your Feet, the story of Emilio, and Gloria Estefan. I actually saw this show on Broadway, and I loved it, and I thought Katie would like it. I don't know if she's pumped to see it or not. I think she's like, but I think she's going to love it. So, look, right over there is the Playhouse. They're parking them here. This is awesome. I've never seen parking attendants with bow ties before. This is a great facility. If you're ever in Ogunquit, come see the show. This is Maine the way it is, I guess, supposed to be. I don't know. Anyway, that lobster dinner was amazing too. So, Kitty, how do you like the show so far?
You're like 10 minutes in.
10 minutes in.
There's people in the
Fire drill.
So those people aren't in the background.
They're not.
Yeah, fully in the background.
They're not. Fire drill. Fire drill. Ogunquit Playhouse. Wow. Check it out. Fire truck. We have no idea what's going on here. But right in the middle of like 10 minutes into the show, fire alarm. It's gonna be a hot show. All right, we're going back in. We're going back in. Let the show go on. Well, good morning Good morning.
Morning.
You got to look. I like this. Look, what's that on your hat?
Smiley face.
Smiley face. All right. Well, that's the kind of day it's going to be. It's going to be a smiley face kind of day. And I'm going to give you the option. We can either pick blueberries this morning, or we could go find blueberries at a farm stand later and go to the Wells or the Maine diner right now.
Diner's fine.
Diner. Okay, good. I mean, I wouldn't mind picking blueberries, but by the time we do that, it's going to be kind of late.
Yeah.
So so we stayed at this really interesting little town about a half hour, 25 minutes north of Ogunquit called Sanford. And it was a Quality Inn. It was okay. It wasn't great. But we got a call after the show last night. We went and saw the On Your Feet, the Gloria Estefan show, which was amazing. I thought it was great. Little things here and there. They had a couple of technical difficulties. We had a little fire alarm in the middle of the show. But overall, the talent is just, it's impressive. Some of the people in particular were phenomenal. But as we were driving home at about 11 o'clock, because it took them a while to get the show back going again. I mean, I thought we'd sit back down, they would start up. There was a good, I don't know, how long would you say, 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 45-minute interruption. Plus then they had the 20-minute, at least 20-minute.
No, 45 minutes including all of it.
No, but I'm saying then they had an intermission too.
Oh, well, yeah.
Right?
That was like 15
So
minutes.
we're on the road, driving back up here to Sanford, and phone rings, and it was the hotel. Apparently Bailey was not behaving, and so she was angry that we weren't there with her. And so, but had I had a Tesla, I would have left her. I would have brought her with us and left her on dog mode while we were at the show. But because this car, I can keep the car climate on, but there's no sign in the car that says that the dog is fine and the temperature is whatever. So we left her in the hotel, in the motel room. And, oh man, apparently there were multiple calls from our neighbors complaining. And the phone rang. It was like, "Are you on premises?" And I'm like, "No, is Bailey okay?" So anyway, that was interesting. So we are now entering Wells, Maine. I almost said Vermont. And today, you, Katie, you're going to drive this car.
Sure.
All right. And as a matter of fact, the road that Mom drove, did she drive this car? No. Oh, I know what she drove. She drove my Model S on the road going down to Kennebunkport with the yoke for the first time. Some of you may remember that video. It was so funny. She was like, "Oh, it's a yoke." And she was like, I made a turn. Sorry, Kathy. You know I love you, but that was pretty crazy. Anyway, you don't have to deal with this. This car has a round steering wheel. It has an accelerator pedal and a brake. You just drive it. It's no big deal. But I'm curious to get your thoughts about it. You've been in the car now for a day and a half as a passenger, and so far, it's amazing. I just read this morning that Lucid had major price reductions on their cars, at least major in their eyes. So this car is now the Grand Touring. They lowered the price from $154,000 down to $139,000. That's including Dream Drive Pro. But then I guess they're knocking another $11,900 off. So yeah, they've really, I think they've woken up to the fact that these cars are too expensive. They're not selling them. But anyway, it's a gorgeous car, and I just want to get your feelings about that. So what we're going to do today, Katie, is we're going to go to Ogunquit. No, we're going to go to Kennebunkport, and we're going to check out the town and the estate, from the Bush estate, which is beautiful. And then we're going to go down to, I think the town is called York, and I want to show you the Cliff House, because I know that you do a lot of events, and that could be a good destination wedding event place for, I know it is a good destination wedding event. Now, whether or not they would allow an outside planner on premises or not, I don't know, but I just want you to check out the location, the event, the event space that they have, but more importantly, the views are just insane there. They're just incredible. And then we're going to drive over York Beach, or through York Beach, and I want to take you to Rockport and Gloucester, Mass on the way home today. I've been there when I was a little kid growing up in Framingham, Massachusetts. we used to go there on occasion, but I really don't remember it, and I haven't been there in a long time. And so I just kind of want to get the feeling of it. I think it feels a lot like Maine, but we're going to check that out. So,
Okay.
Are you having a good time so far?
I am.
You don't have many words this morning.
It's early.
It's early. Are you not a morning person? All right, so here we are at the Maine Diner in Wells, Maine. I love this across the street. Wicked good clam roll. For those of you who are not from New England, the word wicked, that means good. It doesn't mean bad. So we're going to have an amazing breakfast. And if you look here, Kennebunkport is 5 miles just right up this next intersection. And that's the road that Kathy drove the Model S with the yoke on for the first time. And then what we've got over here is a beautiful little gift shop too called Remember the Maine. And yeah, the Maine Diner. This place was actually on Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives with Guy Fiero. And so I'm going to be getting me a lobster omelet this morning for sure. But we've got a little buzzer, and when it buzzes, we'll go in there. But let's check out this Remember the Maine gift shop. All right, so we've got the food. Came so fast. Look at this. Now we're talking. All right, so Katie, driving the Lucid Air Grand Touring for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the mic. It's all yours. What do you think?
I think it's very smooth. I would like to go fast, but people drive slow. I want to like test it.
Yeah.
But maybe if I'll hold back for a second here.
Okay. Hey, we want to put it in Swift mode a little bit. You were in smooth mode there, which is good for this type of road, but...
Okay, I don't want this guy to cut out. Oh, God, he's going that way.
Whoa, girl.
Nice. Very smooth. Wasn't that good of a launch. On my end. Not the cars.
No, that's fine, but you feel it just feels, it feels big and solid and planted to me. I don't know if those are words that you would describe as well.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I'm not as much of a car person as the rest of the family with it. So to me, you know, it drives well.
It's got four
smooth.
wheels.
It has 4 wheels and it goes. So
all right, that's fine.
I personally am not a person who loves low cars. I like something where I sit a little higher up. So
Yeah. Well,
wicked expensive.
listen to you with the wicked. I like that. You got the Maine lingo going on already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breakfast was awesome, by the way, at the Maine Diner. I highly recommend that.
So does Guy Fieri.
I know, and I said Fiero before, and I apologize.
Yeah,
It's
not
Fieri.
right.
I like that guy. So we've got some clams here. I don't know if you can see this. And Miss Bailey is looking. Want to try this? Let's see.
That was gross.
Okay, so we're in York, Maine, and this is really just at the southern end of Maine. We're going to charge in Kittery at an EA. Hopefully, we're going to charge in Kittery at an EA. Yeah, hopefully. So, Katie, we've done a lot over the last 2 days. We'll just drive through York here along the beach a little bit, and then we'll hit. We'll end the trip on a high note. Electrify America, right? And that'll be it. And then we'll road trip it home. So next stop is going to be Electrify America in Kittery, Maine. Wish us luck. All right, so I just moved from that unit over there to this one over here. I have no idea if it's going to be any better, but I was only pulling 67 kilowatts on the unit number 1 over here, which is the it's the Chatamo. It's the one. And again, these are not the super old signets, and I wasn't getting any kind of surge. I was just getting limited to 67 kilowatts, and it seems as though this unit is pretty much doing the same thing. So, now look, these are only 150s here, but if they were working properly, and I did precondition to get here, this car should be pulling 175, maybe even a little higher on a 150. And all I'm seeing is the exact same thing. These are limited. The power output is limited to 65. My car is absolutely capable of taking on a lot more juice than this. These units are just not able to put out. Now, this Ioniq 5 over here just plugged in, and I'm gonna go see what state of charge he was at and what he's pulling. I'm curious. All right, sir, here we have an Ioniq 5. This is a limited, beautiful car, really nice. He's currently at a 29% state of charge and pulling 71 kilowatts. Okay, there's just no way. I mean, this car here is an 800 volt car, and this car should be able to charge on a charging system, on a charging station, on a 150. You're definitely going to pull 170, 171 on a properly functioning EA 150, and he's getting half that. So these things are nerfed. Even though they're not the old signets, they are signets, and they're nerfed. All 4 of them. No 350s here. They're putting out, I mean, he's pulling more juice. He's pulling 71 kilowatts at a 31% state of charge, and I'm at a 42% state of charge, and I'm pulling 65, and the most I've seen is 67 on both these units. So, yeah, spend more money and you get a car that can charge faster? I mean, why? All right, so here I am in Kittery, Maine at a Electrify America station. These are signets, but they're from 2020, not 2018. Every single one of these are 150s, and every single one of these are nerfed to at least half the speed of what they're capable of putting out. This Polestar right over here, he's at a 58% state of charge. He's pulling about 58 kilowatts. This Ioniq 5 right over here, he's at about a 35% state of charge. He's pulling only 72 kilowatts. This Lucid over here, I don't know who is crazy enough to get one of those, but he's now at a 54% state of charge, and he's been pulling 67 kilowatts ever since I pulled in, 67 kilowatts. Now, plug and charge worked perfectly, but I'm only pulling 67 kilowatts. And what I can tell you is that when I pulled here, when I preconditioned to get here, and here's a nice EV6 pulling in right over here now, and I'll pull out shortly for him. And then finally, this ID4 over here, he's at a 36% state of charge. It's a 2022. That car is capable of charging up to around 125 kilowatts, and it's only at 50, and he's at a 36% state of charge. So here's the deal. Every single one of these 150s, there's no 350s here in Kittery, they're nerfed, right? They're only putting out, due to maintenance, the chargers are unable to put out their full capacity. So here we are in Stratford, Connecticut, right off of 95. These are all the SK signets. These are the real deal. This is a good installation, with the exception of the 150 or the unit down on the end, which still has the Chatamo. These are all 350s, and I'm excited to see what kind of juice we get plugging in. So let's get in here. This is the way it should be. I believe we're gonna have a good session here. I preconditioned. Interesting, because I put in the navigation, I put the destination, and that preconditioning didn't turn on. So I had to go into the manual preconditioning, and I turned it on about 30 miles ago. So this car is ready, it's primed, and then let's plug in. All right, so like I said, I'm hopeful that we're gonna have a good session here. We have ignition, and let's see what happens here. Plug and charge, I believe, is working. And let's see. Come on. There, clicked in. All right. Now let's see what kind of juice we get here. See, this is the way it should be. All right, so what state of charge are we at? Let me just check this out. 4% state of charge, showing 26 miles of range left. Look at this ramp up. This, my friends, is the way it should be. 260. I mean, look, after how many sessions have I had at the older Signet stations? Now, what happened? Charging power limited by station? Okay, if you're limiting it to 258 by the station, I'll take that. I'll take that all day long. All right, so finally here in Stratford, Connecticut, on the way home, look, and I ripped it coming home. People were really flying, and I decided rather than pull in to the state of charge of 1% when I get home, I'll pull in here at 4% and just get some juice. And what do? I pull into a Signet. This is an SK Signet. These are the brand new stations. There's a total of, I think, 7 350s here, and there's one 150, the Chatamo unit. Excellent charging session here. Plugged in, immediately shot up at 5% state of charge to 267 kilowatts. It tapered down to 157 at 40%. Not the charger's fault. I don't like the charging curve on this Lucid. I think, guys, you can turn up the juice a little bit on the aggressivity, that's a word, aggressivity, of the charging curve for this Lucid. It's capable of taking a lot more juice than it is. So look, I'm going to leave now. I'm in an 85% state of charge. You got a McDonald's here, but we went over to the Hong Kong Tokyo buffet. Actually, it's not a buffet. It's just a sit down. It was really good. And so look, the Lucid did great.